something weird. So the right rear isn't secure, and you can hear Chaz protesting in the background after what has been an enormous performance from him so far today. Incredible frustration.
Oh, it's a cruel game, this thing. Oh, now it's gone.
Unbelievable. And nailed it. That's dangerous. There's 20-odd kilos on the loose there. So fortunately, the guardrail has got that thing stopped and hopefully gets it back without too much damage.
He has driven superbly today. One of the best drives I've seen him put on in these sorts of conditions. No mistakes, and was absolutely in contention with Heimgartner to battle for the win this afternoon.
You got a feel for him.
You do.
And he's been hungry for a win. They're not easy to come by in this business at the best of times. The last one for him was at the end of 22 in South Australia. Picked up a pole position. It was a breakthrough for him at the AGP. So, do we get any clues from the previous stop?
Not really. It was obviously a little slower as an overall stop because he lost ground. You made the point of what a great entry he made. He made a huge amount of ground, and then you can just see the case of the tyre hanging out of the right rear guard there, and it's dislodged, and only a little bit later comes adrift from the car.
So when it does part company, it's hard to see.
You think the wheel nut's gone, isn't it?
Yeah, the wheel nut's gone. I'm just trying to look at all the detail. Cam Waters just talked about a tyre coming off.
Front left.
So does that come off the rim? Yep.
That's
a full wheel off.
Yeah.
It's right between 2 and 3.
Now, this might serve Mostert well. If this ends up rolling into a spot where the safety car is deployed, then that parks Mostert right behind those cars in front, and he went faster again. 8.07 on the last lap.
This is turn 2, so it's making its way backwards from turn 3 cutting area and hopefully out of harm's way. There's 20 kilos rolling down the road there, and there are cars coming. So they'll be on the radios to the drivers because you do not want to wear this. Remember what happened to Lowndes a few years ago?
Now it's on in the middle.
Oh, nice work. Nice work,
job.
Chazzy. But there's still more to come. So hopefully this thing just ends up in the... And there's radios alive everywhere. And dangerous, awkward situation here. So long as it stays on the outside of the road and everybody's aware, but you just never know where it's going to bounce. So has it now stopped? No. Oh, my goodness.
This is not good. This is not where you want it.
Teams, full course yellow, full course yellow.
Full course yellow. Well, they had no choice.
Activated.
Unfortunately, the damn thing's just stopped there. I thought it was on its way back to the pit garage. But they've gone full course yellow.
4, 3, 2, 1. Full course yellow speed limiters must be activated.
So that's the countdown procedure, and you heard in the background that they've got to be doing 80 Ks. What lucky for Cam Waters. So I just raised the prospect of what's going on there pace-wise with that car, and then I heard him call on the radio that I've lost a tyre. Sam Potter, engineer, scratching his head as to what's going on there, and the race has been neutralised. 0.7 of a second margin between Feeney and Brown. 6.6 seconds then back to Chaz Mostert. So here's the replay of what's happened. And left front has just parted company halfway up to turn 3. And I reckon I've just picked him up on the radio in the cutting. How lucky for Chaz Mostert to avoid that.
Oh, it's come off again. Huge problem for Ambrose. The wheels parted company.
Back wheel forward. I'm caught off the side of the road.
3 wheels on my wagon.
It's a pretty dangerous thing. So anybody coming down the hill will be warned by the marshals that it's well behaved at the moment, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
You're warned by the marshals that there's debris on the circuit. Now you're going to have to watch this thing because it'll go straight through in this right-hander. Be careful, John Bauer. Be careful, Stephen Ellery.
No, he's going to miss Ellery.
Look at that.
How about
Beautiful timing.
Oh, now it's going to go straight. No. Oh, over the tyres.
Oh.
No. You couldn't do it if you tried, could you?
Look at that. There with its cousins.
Yeah, that's what they call a control tyre.
It's found its ancestors at last.
So, how did you end up here?
What an amazing,
That's incredible.
amazing situation. So fortunately, the errant wheel doesn't get involved in anyone else and puts itself on the tyre stack. 3 laps remaining for race leader Mark Scape. 8.3 seconds the gap.
Do you reckon
well and truly has this one shot to bits.
Do you reckon you could choreograph that with 1 million tries?
Amazing.
Not even with 1 billion tries. Yeah, it looks very much like these guys have settled down into these orders. They're all aware of the massive amount of points they've earned to get to this point. Who's going to throw that one away with a lock brake or a scrape with a concrete wall?
That's why they call them control tyres, isn't it? Because they've got ultimate controls.
So the order remaining very static. Scape a 147.4, Canberra a 148.31. So you can just see that everyone's just grinding down. Let's just get these things home, bag those points. No heroics this late in the race.
Shell Helix replay tells a story here. Mecklem comes down and gives the tyre wall a nudge. Actually, what he's done is helped to position the tyres in order to catch the Marcos Ambrose wheel.
Oh, look
Here
at
we go.
this.
Now what's this coming on to Flynn
Oh,
Drive?
there's your wheel nuts.
Yes.
I wonder what's going on there.
He's had some big problems with that left rear hub. And then the wheel just completely comes away.
Welcome back. An extraordinary situation here for Pepsi Max Crew's Greg Murphy. Look at this. Off it goes. Just went all by itself.
We're very fortunate that that stayed in the confines of the racetrack there. We saw a pump drama with Todd Kelly's car at Bathurst. Safety cars now being deployed. So I just wonder whether there's an issue here with these guys. There it is again, the replay. It just completely parts company. And fortunately, it grabs the barrier on the way. And Greg's made his way back round to the pit lane area. And then the big worry next in, when you see something like that, is whether or not it gets clouded by another competitor coming. So fortunately, we've all dodged a bullet there. Need to have a long, hard look under the right rear of this car just to see whether there's been anything else damaged.
G'day. Have you downloaded the Supercars app yet? Stay up to date with Supercars news and follow the race with live timing. Plus, get exclusive access to ride along with us with the shotgun feature. Download the app today.
They start to drive off. They need to be careful that that's actually tensioned up because he was not finished.
It was, that's dangerous. Wow.
He was not finished.
He was front stop light. Come back in. Be careful. Be careful. Right front stop light.
I was going to say, he won't be able to talk. So that's yet another. So not only has he got a slow car, he's been fined for speeding in the pit lane, and now they get the right front wheel on. So that will result in some pretty significant chat in the debrief next week, the Red Bull Holden Racing team.
Yeah, well, there you go.
There you go.
It's not even on. Wheel nuts off.
He'll battle to get back here when he tries to change direction.
Well,
he nearly carted a bloke down the road too.
Well, this might be a safety car if he can't get back. But the other point of this is the last time this happened like that was Fabian Coulthard, when it actually it drilled, it sliced itself, and the guard kept it on there. Remember? So, under normal circumstances, when he goes to turn it down at Siberia, that right-hand front wheel will come off.
Stop the car, mate. Stop the car.
Go real slow. So that was Roland. You heard Roland in the background. Pull it off at Honda and get it out of the way. So this would normally fire that wheel off, but what's actually keeping it on there is the guard is indexed. There you go. It's gone now. So that big stripe, fortunately, the guardrail's there to stop that from going any further. So the first line of protection has covered where that goes gone. But that stripe has kept that indexed on the car. So a massively costly weekend for Whincup.
Watch this. So have a look. So on the right front, he's still trying to get that up to tension, and he's departed. You can actually see there that it cocked as it moved away. So here it is again from on board.
He was still walking with the car. The young bloke on the right-hand front, he was still walking with it.
That's a big game changer, that one. Finally parts company down here. And there goes the wheel nut.
Remember a couple of rounds ago, he come into Tasmania 31 points away from Scott McLaughlin. He come into today 160 points away in third. This is going to be a very costly day for Whincup in the 2019 championship.
Stephen Richards there to make that one.
Oh!
Trouble, wheels up, the wheels come off the key car in that team car number 1 that's been closing in on the championship. What on earth has happened there?
Bring it back, bring it back.
So Paul Dumbrell with the right front having parted company. Where did the wheel end up? Thankfully caught the sand trap. Was there contact? Was there some other failure? Why did that happen?
Don't often see that now, do we? Long time since we've just seen a wheel depart company. Now, in a terrible spot too, because he's just passed the hinge. So he's got to do a full lap to get back.
Goodness me, so this is the number 1 car, the reigning champions car from last year's championship series. So he said he had a long pedal at the chase. I just heard that in the background.
She'd an upright on the hub.
So some significant technical failure there for the Red Bull Holden. Got 122 laps remaining and a sudden disaster for the Red Bull Holden racing team. Former winner Paul Dumbrell is nursing this car back on 3 wheels at the moment.
There's the hub.
And it's broken a hub. Now, is there contact here? No, it's all of a sudden, I heard Paul say on the radio I had a long pedal at the chase. And thankfully that wheel's parted company and got up here in the gravel trap on the exit of turn 1.
So it sheared the pins on that hub extension there, so it could be something else. Did a good job to get down that wheel. I was cringing as it was departing company. Remember that at that speed down there, it's 210 kilometres an hour when that wheel come off. And just have a look. Yeah. Oh, no, the wheel's off. So, yeah. Gee, Neil, that was lucky, wasn't it?
The fact that, this is not good. Tim Slade right rear missing. Now that'll trigger a penalty for them for not sending that car
Red flag, red flag. We've got a car stopping
in a proper state, and that's the Motorsport Australia race director Tim Schenken on the radio throwing a red flag now, and there is the 20-odd kilos of the control wheel, aluminium wheel for the supercar. Tim Blanchard. It's easy to mix the Tims up there. Tim Blanchard is the owner of the team. Marco De Rosa is the engineer in the background, so that has parted company off the right rear and left Tim Slade stranded. Tim's actually been a mega story of 2021 as well, because if you're only just catching up with all of the pace around what's gone on in our championship so far this year, this is a brand new little outfit. It's a Tickford Mustang, but fettled by Blanchard Racing Team. A new group of people have been assembled and put together. Here's the replay of what happened. The Repco replay will show us that the right rear is well and truly parted company and set off on its own tour of northern Tasmania. And they were so fast at Bathurst, and then late in the game.
Oh, here we go. Oh, close. Easy exit for Lowndes, but a very tight one for Caruso. And there's a wheel off that car.
Yeah, he's got a drama. He's going to have to pull over to the left, which he's done.
Yeah, there's a wheel off that car. It's tracking around everywhere.
Yeah. Push it back. No, you're going to have to do a lap. You're going to have to do a lap.
He's not going to be able to get around, I don't think, is it?
Drag it too much, mate. Don't drag it too much. If it's going to be too heavy damage to the car.
So it looks like the wheel's completely off.
You guys are going to tell me that. How do I know what's going on?
It's a 3-wheel model the way it is.
Drag it too much, or park it, just park it.
Look at the sparks. The sparks out the back of the right-hand side. Look.
You've got to go so slowly. They just got to take your poison here. This is
Tim, I believe the wheel's still in the pit box. The car is left, so there's no wheel down here.
Well, if that's been the case, then the car controller hasn't been signalled. This is what Matt was referring to. And that was Richard Lyons doing the V8 Supercar pit entry trick.
Hello and welcome.
Look, Frosty.
Look at this. Look at the activity. Can't get out. Look at his face. Look at the intensity.
And the feeling of being bottled in there if he was jammed for whatever reason. You know, there's just so many seconds that burn away. And there's Caruso out of the car and absolutely livid.
Paul's got it covered. As Ford Performance Racing watch on nervously. It's James Small in the foreground. Mark Winterbottom's engineer. He's got the boss hanging over. So Winterbottom is 1.5 seconds back from Whincup. The fastest lap of the race now belongs to Jason Bright, who's just done a 1:32.80, and we're riding with Chaz Mostert, who has David Reynolds in front of him. They've been getting close, and Lee Holdsworth parked
With a wheel off, so I can hear him on the radio. That'll be a safety car. And I heard Lee say we've got a wheel off. They said try and get it back if you can, which there we go. There's the replay. Oh, and that's grabbed Jonathan Webb. So there'll be big damage there. Oh my goodness, you hold your breath when you see this stuff. It's always the fear. There's about 20 kilos and a lot of energy there.
So there's Petter's safety car heads out, condenses the field, so we'll grab a...
Car, no, we've got problems here for the Tander car. Left rear is off that car.
Yeah, so the left rear has come off. Okay, yeah.
This will trigger a safety car. Alistair McVeigh.
Yeah, the exact message was that he was saying that the left rear was walking around. So when we heard half that message, Crump, I heard the same thing you heard. It sounded like he was talking about rear tyre life, but clearly it was the wheel that he was worried about.
And he did a 12.1 or something on that lap, so his speed had gone away. So a safety car deployed for the first time today. Garth Tander in the gravel down at the runoff at turn 9. And we thought that may have been grip, as Chad just said, and that's triggered an opportunity for everybody to try and react and come in and take some fuel. So it's going to take a moment to get in and retrieve that car and get him back out of there. What a shame, because he was sitting nicely in position number 4. So who takes it and who doesn't is one of the other questions here. So in the lane at the moment, we've got Jacobson, Holdsworth, Evans, D'Alberto, Coulthard. Gary's first out in the Castrol car.
I'd definitely be taking it. I think it's a really good opportunity. At this point, lap 20 of 161. So have the co-driver do a complete next stint and you get to 54 laps. That would be the ultimate in trying to sort that out. Now, it looks like with Tander's drummer on the left-hand rear that he may have made contact with that guardrail down on the right-hand side, Neil, because the rear wing's off the car. So I think it might be a bit worse than we think.
Next batch of cars in here: Whincup, Perkins, Russell, Moffat, Estray, Davis. Basically, it's everybody in the top dozen cars or more. That right rear wheel nut was snagging on the 888 car.
Coming down, you're currently clear.
I'm hearing that there's been a drama with a rear wing on car 6 in the pit lane. So a couple of double stacks here for the Colt Camaros and the Red Bull Ampol Racing Camaros. I can't clarify for you, I've just heard some drama on the radio about Cam Waters. No wing, it's got no wing on the back of the Monster Mustang. That's gone. What? No wing.
No way. So that snag on a line. So go all the way back to the conversation
Mechanical black flag, car 6.
earlier in the day about having to zig and zag around weird problems. Well, there's one on screen right now. They're going to have to bring that car in with a mechanical black flag. They need to bring it in anyway. It'd be a disaster to drive, or to try and attempt to drive in that config. So they'll bring that in, and they will be scrambling. They'll be scrambling to go out into the truck and to make sure that they've got a wing and an assembly that they can get back on the car.
Unless it was involved with Tander, unless there was a wing on the road near where Garth was parked, I assumed that it went in the fence and that's why it was there. I'll just have a look at the car there now and see if it's got a rear wing on it. It has. So there was a wing on the ground. Oh, ugly moment for Garth Tander. Ugly, ugly moment. Yeah, lost wheel and out of control down through the S's at the top of the hill. Now, I might have got this out of step, but yeah, see, that wing's off the car there now.
Yeah,
there was a wing on the road for sure.
So you can see the look on their faces inside the garage at Penrite. So Grant McPherson is the fellow that's just gesturing at the screen. Alistair McVeigh, the engineer. So the weird set of circumstances that have had the left rear wheel come off that car number 26, David Reynolds' Garth Tander.
G'day, thanks for watching this video. Click here to subscribe, click here to watch some more videos, and click here to download the Supercars app.